Hey guys, I almost didn't make this video because I thought, why didn't I go to bed tonight at a sensible time? And then I thought, but what if you guys wake up in the morning and you don't have a video from an idiot like me? So I thought, what the hell? Let's do something on Sony color science. All right, let's talk about it. My apple juice is in a bottle today. So check this out. You know what this is? This is an A7C. They sent it over. My friends at Sony sent it over for me to test it out against a little ZV-E10. That's right, I have friends at Sony. I'm pretty sure they won't admit it in public, but they sent this over with some lenses. Oh, we're gonna have some fun, guys. We're gonna have some fun. Anyway, we're not here to talk about the fact that I have friends at Sony. We're here to talk about color science. And here's what I'm gonna do. Just because a lot of people were asking about the difference in the color science of the new little ZV-E10, which I'm shooting on right now with a secret lens, and the other Sony cameras like the A7C or even the A7III. And since I happen to have all three cameras here because I have friends at Sony, figured why not? So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show you the standard picture profiles in my little studio and outside in my backyard of the A7 III, the A7C, and the little ZV-E10. And then I'm gonna show you that it probably doesn't matter at all, because what you should be doing, at least in my opinion, is shooting HLG3 and then color correcting your footage. And if you do that, you can make all of the cameras look pretty much identical and have a much better image than the straight standard picture profile. But since people are curious, let's just go do it. Now, surprisingly, in that test, I actually like the color coming out of the A7 III the best in that particular scenario, and that makes a bit of sense if you have context. It is a very gray, terrible day here in Canada, so the extra contrast that Sony was putting in on the A7 III, which normally makes your face look like you're just rubbing Cheetos all over it, that extra contrast, I think, actually helped the image today amongst the gray skies and the dullness. But normally on a more vibrant day, I find that the A7 III has way too much saturation and contrast. Anyway, you guys can be the judge for yourselves. So now I'll just show you, I shot the HLG3 picture profile as well right after that, and here you go. Now right there, I don't prefer any of them. I think they all look really good. Now the A7 III, don't let that fool you. There was a blurrier background in the A7 III, and what happened was some awful storm clouds came by because it's an awful day, and they made it much darker. So I had to lower the aperture in order to keep the exposure the same, and that blurred out the background a little bit, which made it look a little bit cooler. But I mean, the A7 III, everything went the A7 III's way today. But now I will show you that the A7 III has, in fact, in my opinion, the worst color science of the three cameras. We'll test it in the studio with my professional lights, because I'm a professional. So here, once again, it's the standard picture profiles. Now right there with the A7 III, you can see that it looks like I was drinking way too much Orange Crush and then rolling around in bags of Doritos. It doesn't look good, in my opinion. I think it was a bit of a toss-up between the A7C and the ZV-E10. And, take your pick out of those two. But I definitely did not like the A7 III in the studio, and I never have, which is one of the reasons I will never use the standard picture profile with my A7 III when I'm in here. Once again, here comes the HLG3, and you will see with a little color grading, they're pretty much indistinguishable. So now here's a takeaway from this pretty pointless video overall, is that if you're going to shoot with standard picture profiles, I think you should have some natural light. Get some sunlight coming in from a window if you're inside, and if you're outside, you know, use the sunlight that's out there. And I think that standard profiles look a lot better with sunlight. Now, if you're going to use artificial lighting, you got some fancy LED studio lights, I find that you need to go with a log profile or an HLG to really bring out the tones and the details, because you know, the standard profiles, they just don't have enough dynamic range to get all of the beauty that I'm looking for in a studio setting. So don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, ask a question if you want, and thanks again to my best friends in the whole world over at Sony. I'm their #1 guy now. That's what they said to me. They said, you know what, man? You are so pretty. You're our #1 guy. I don't actually think I was talking to a Sony rep. I wasn't wearing any shoes or shirt for that matter. Anyway, thanks for watching. Okay, bye-bye.